it's Inga and I'm back. I am wearing a wig today. I just got some of my stuff back from Korea. I still have some things that are on their way, but in my boxes I finally got my wigs back, which I'm super excited because I had all these plans to use them for like makeup tutorials. Then I went back to America and I mailed them in a box that never showed up. But they're here! Also, let me know if you like the makeup look I'm wearing today. I have a tutorial I want to release that is going to revolve around some kind of like cute makeup for glasses or something along those lines. So let me know if you would like a more Western style or if you like a more Korean styled makeup like this. But that's only part of what we're here for today, because what we're really here for today is the personal color lip palette reviews. So if you haven't yet watched my review of the personal color eye palettes, make sure to click on this link right over here and don't miss out. I will be reviewing the personal color powder and cream contour palette, so if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. So just to go right into it, these palettes are similar to the eye palettes in the sense that one of the cases is more of a pink color and one of the cases is more of a cream color. Also, they have the same where they have the number and the name of the color written on the back, which makes it easy if you're an Instagrammer or a YouTuber and you want to write descriptions of like what you're wearing on your face in your description. Then you can easily write, oh, I'm wearing W2 Tangerine Cafe on my lips. So each palette comes with 9 individual shades. They did a really good job of kind of how they gradiated the shades. The lightest and most natural shade are in the top corners, and then it goes brighter to the side and then a little bit more cool toned or even more earthy toned towards the bottom, and then the darkest shade is always in that bottom corner of both of the palettes. So I'm going to give you a breakdown of both of the palettes. First we'll show you the swatches and then I'll talk to you about the individual palette. I'm going to start with the warm tone palette. Let's go see the swatch. So the warm tone palette is not my favorite. I found that the colors weren't very pigmented. They're not very opaque. I tend to like more opaque colors. I also wasn't necessarily happy with the fact that one of the colors is actually a cool toned red, a very blue based, and if you're gonna have a warm palette, I really wish that this would have been all warm palettes. I'm a little hard to please when it comes to palettes like this though, because I really want them to work as if they were an actual lipstick, and I find I don't like the consistency or the formula that people tend to go for when they make palettes like this. The only lip palette that I've ever enjoyed that's in a form kind of like this is the Urban Decay Vice, and that's because the formula really truly matches the lipsticks. I feel like they really hit the nail on the head with most of the shades. They're very warm and autumn based. I really wish they would have had like a bright true red that isn't blue based and a orangey red that showed up a lot more orangey red, and they had an opportunity to do a really good like brick or maroon and they didn't do that. I find that the dark color here is just also a little bit more of a blue based red. It shows up a lot brighter on the lips, so that was a little disappointing. Overall, not my favorite of the two. So let's talk about the cool tone palette, but first let's go look at the arm swatches. So I actually like the cool tone palette a little better than the warm tone palette. I'm wearing 3 of the shades on my lip today. I'm wearing C1 Dawn Pink all the way around my lips, and then I also patted it a little above my lip line. Then I moved to the shade C2 Rosy Blush and I did it kind of like a gradient, but a little farther out than a normal gradient. And then I finished up with dark burgundy just on the inner corners, and you can build that up to be pretty dark. I'm a lot more pleased with this one just because I found that they felt a little bit more pigmented when I swatched them, and I also really like the fact that the colors seemed a little bit more true to color for me, with the exception of this one right here. It comes across a lot more pink and not that plum purple that it looks like in the actual container. I really love the fact that they included a dark shade that is actually darker when you swatch it. You can definitely build it up on your lips, and I like the fact that it stains pink. The only downside with it staining pink for some of these shades is that they did not include a brush in this, which means if you use your finger, then your finger is gonna be stained pink, and that's no bueno. So let's talk about both of the palettes just overall. These type of palettes are just not my favorite type of palettes. I really prefer more of a lipstick consistency. I'm also not incredibly pleased with the fact that they didn't really include a mirror or a brush. I think that they could have made it more of a double opened one where you could have opened the underside and maybe had a mirror included, or at least a brush, because without the brush, everything gets really messy really quickly. The colors themselves, they don't last super long on your lips. I think mine tend to last like an hour to 2 hours, which is higher than maybe a drugstore product like this that you would find in the USA, but it's still not what I'm looking for in a lip product. I typically want my lip products to last longer than that. It is moisturizing and it does not dry out your lips, and that part is really great, especially with winter coming. Another negative for me is the price point. The fact that these are like $22, $23 is really overpriced for me. I can't imagine spending that much, especially on a brand that is comparable to, say, a US drugstore brand in pricing wise, that suddenly they came up with a lip palette and they decided to bump the price up $10 more than you would buy it in the USA. Even in won, it's still like 20,000 won. And that to me is really overpriced for the quality that it has, and for not including a brush or a mirror or anything. It's not worth the money to me. This, it's overpriced and I'm not impressed. So are these worth the buy? If you're able to go into the Etude House store and swatch it and you like it, yeah, sure. But other than that, I'm gonna say no. They're overpriced, they don't last long enough, and they're a little messy. So that's all I have for you guys today. Remember that if you do like the look that I'm wearing today, or if you want a more Korean-inspired look with glasses, to post that down below. If you'd rather I did a more Western look with glasses, post that down below as well. And the one that you guys want to see the most is the look that I will do. If you haven't yet, make sure to go check out my Instagram at the Dutch, the number 1, the number 4, EVA. My Snapchat is also the same. It's a great way to kind of see me throughout my daily life. Goofiness, things that I find, etc. My Instagram is a lot more stylized, but it is a easier way to kind of see into my life a little bit. And remember, if you haven't yet subscribed, make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on any future K-beauty videos. I have a lot of stuff coming up, including the new Etude House cushion, which I am wearing today, and the Misha tension cushion. So if you want to see a comparison between those two, please leave it down in a comment below. And that's all I have for you guys today, so I will see you later. Bye. And you know when you have to wait like an extra amount of time to get something, then it's like so much more exciting when you get it. It's finally here. I have the entire personal color collection from Etude House. Now I have the 2 eyeshadow palettes, I have the 2 lip palettes, and I also have the cream and powder contour.